Hey guys, welcome back to this week's Tech Tips on Torque Performance Television. It's Mark again from Texas Performance Motorcycles. This week's tech tip, we're going to kind of go over some basics of what we like to carry on our bikes when we travel, and how that set might differ depending on what kind of bike you ride and what you feel comfortable tackling on the side of the road. All right, so I kind of break mine down into multiple sets because currently on the bike I'm doing the most traveling on, I don't have saddlebags on there. So I kind of have them broken down so I don't just have one big giant lump of tools. A good quality set of just some generic hand tools is always good. Some sort of wrench, an adjustable wrench or pliers, a screwdriver that has multiple attachments. This one happens to have a low carrying case in the handle. So I've got some Torx bits, some Allen bits, flathead screwdrivers, Phillips screwdrivers. A couple of adjustable wrenches are always great to have. A ratchet, if not more than one, and a good set. I like to carry ratcheting wrenches just because it kind of two birds, one stone. You have a box end wrench and an open end wrench, and you have a ratchet just in case it makes it easier to get things in and out while things are hot. You're on the side of the road, you don't have to keep popping off a closed box end all the way. I always like to keep some sort of magnet in case something falls. This is just what I put more bits in for the drivers. I've got electrical tape, is always a great thing to have. These are some of my bike specific tools and adapters. You know, some basic things you're going to want to be able to do is adjust your clutch cable, adjust your clutch completely, adjust throttle cables. You want to be able to, you know, check torque on, you know, front axles, rear axles, calipers, brake pads, all sorts of different things. And that's going to really depend on your bike. So you're going to have to look at your bike, understand what you need to do it, and pack according to that. Always like to have at least some sort of rag to help clean up anything. And then just an assortment of sockets. Just a good assortment of deeps, shallows. Spark plug socket is always another great thing. Again, that one's gonna kind of depend on what bike you have, which spark plug socket you're gonna need, and if you need anything else to get at those spark plugs. But a good plethora of different tools. And we also, again, we have, you know, this is another fun little tool that we like to carry. It has a quarter drive on one side, as far as a quarter bit driver, and then a quarter drive ratchet on the other side. So we can adapt multiple of these things that we're carrying into different situations to help us get at whatever we need to do. This is the one that kind of stays on the bike most of the time, even when we're not traveling. There should be a flashlight, and a little screwdriver, a little you know, snap-on or Matco screwdriver. Just some real basic things. An extra seat screw. Anybody that's having one of those fall off going down the road knows how much that sucks. This is for adjusting the fairing that's on the bike. I always keep stickers for the shop in this bag, but this one is a good one that we always like to keep on the bike. It's just some sort of tire plug kit. That's something that while you're on the road, if you have a tire go out, it's a pain. And if you got some way to plug it and refill it, it's fantastic. And this actually has two different ways. So this one is a separate tool. It actually takes the old CO2 pellet gun cartridges from back in the day when you were a kid. And it stores them upside down so you don't have to pre-puncture them. And it can travel like that. You might need a couple of these to do a tire, or you can do a kit like this. It has everything. So this has the actual tire repair kit in it, but it also has these giant CO2 cartridges that are designed to fill the tires a lot quicker and easier. But I always like to keep both because you never know if one's gonna be enough, if it's gonna leak going down the road, you're gonna have to pull over multiple times. And you can kind of pick these up at any Walmart or Academy or any place like that on your trip. And then this last one is a little more random stuff, I should say. So again, lights, tire gauges, always a big plus. You never know when you're gonna work on the bike in the dark. A lighter, a good set of just Allen keys. I like to keep a little light that plugs into my battery tender charger, just in case something happens with these. I keep a bag of just kind of some random bolts. I'll just take a few of them and toss them in a bag. That way if something happens, something backs out, I at least have a way to at least bolt it back onto the bike getting down the road. A paper clip is one of those things that people don't really think of. It is a fantastic tool to keep in your tool bag to help if you have to disassemble to do a wire repair on some sort of wiring that's going on your handlebars or whatever other part of your bike. And then I keep some little heat shrinks, side of the road heat shrink repairs. So these have a little solder built into them. just in case something happens. And I keep some mini fuses and some regular fuses too. And that's kind of basically what I will travel with most of the time in Loctite, blue and red Loctite, just so that way whatever repairs we do have to do on the side of the road, we can at least make sure that none of that's going to fall off. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to this week's Tech Tips on Torque Performance Television. Don't forget to follow Torque Performance Television at Torque Mag USA on Instagram. Don't forget to follow us, Texas Performance MC on Instagram and TexasPerformanceMC.com. And we'll see you again next week, Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern for Torque Performance Television.